In the last video, we talked about access specifiers, and in this video, we're going to be going over encapsulation, which is a better way to control the data in your classes and make sure that only the variables that you want to be accessed are accessed in the way you want to access them. And those were a lot of words, so let's get immediately into using encapsulation for our program. Because earlier I showed you that we can create private classes which are created by default, so we don't need to specify that it's private to make it private, but we do need to specify that it's public to make sure it's public. So we're also going to add a different parameter, which is called password. So as you can see, we have two private variables, one is string key and one string password, and we can't access them directly because that would defeat the whole purpose of this encapsulation, and also the program won't really allow us to do it because it's private, of course. So we're going to have to go ahead and create getters and setters. So the first thing we want to do is create a function that sets the password. And we can't just go and type in codepalace.password to set the password, but we can go ahead and create a function that sets the password. So we can type set password, and we're going to insert a string, which is going to be the new password. Now inside here, we can refer to the password, and we can assign it the variable of new password. So as you could see, it was that simple to actually edit the variable. And this just makes sure that we edit it the way we want to edit it. Because if we just leave username and subscribers out in the open, there's no knowing what will happen to it later. Whoever is using it might use it incredibly wrong, which might lead to very bad problems in your program. So just for reusability, this is a very safe option when it comes to programming, is to provide getters and setters. So setters allow us to set the variable, and we also want to be able to retrieve this variable. So we're going to create a getter, and a getter must return a variable for it to function. So for example, we're going to go ahead and type in string get password, and these are just naming conventions for retrieving and setting the password or any variable you want. So for get password, we're just going to return the password. And the nice thing about getters and setters is that you have so much space to write any manual code you want. It doesn't just have to return a variable. You can also do a bunch of calculations inside there or add some print statements, whatever you want. But this just makes it so much clearer what we can do with the program and what we should do, rather than just changing variables randomly because we know how it works. So now we can actually go ahead and access this password. So first we're going to go ahead and type in codepalace.setPassword, and it's going to be abc123. My favorite password, and we're going to go ahead and type in cout codepalace.getPassword plus the end line. So with encapsulation, we made sure that all we can do with the password is set it and get the password. So it just makes sure we do what we're supposed to do and avoids future problems. So now if we go ahead and run the program, you're going to notice at the bottom, we're going to set the password to abc123, and we're going to print it out. And as I mentioned earlier, you can add whatever code you want inside here as well. So you can say password has been updated, exclamation mark, end line. And now every time we call this setter, it's going to execute that code as well. So when we run the program, it's going to tell us the password has been updated, and then abc123 will be printed to the console because we used the getter. And all of this was done while we had these variables maintained as private, which is a very robust way to build our program. And it's very recommended to use encapsulation just for the long run. It just makes sure your program does what it's supposed to do. But with that being said, I believe that covered all the basics you need to know about encapsulation. And in the next video, we're going to be going over inheritance. And finally, we will make it to that protected access specifier. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.